Hello and welcome back again to Double O Meat Plays. We have an extra cool video for you today. Thank you again, by the way, for checking in to watch your favorite talking head in a Santa cap. Let's see, we've got a post on the forums, the MechWarrior online forums, by Russ Bullock. Sorry, Russ Bullock. Sorry about that. Today at 7:53 p.m. This is a very lengthy post, but it is definitely worth reading, especially if you've been one of those doubting people. I doubted myself for a bit, I will admit. We were spooked. We were. People doubting what was going on with the Clan Mech sale, with PGI, with IGP, if they're just going to grab the money and take off. They've put us at ease. Or at least, well, addressed the issue. So, I don't want to read this whole thing to you because, let's face it, I'm a terrible reader. You don't want to listen to my voice. Well, you clicked on the video, so you probably want to listen to my voice, so I'll be commenting on it now and then. Let me turn up the speed on my little reader here. To like 3. There we go. That should be good. This thing's amazing, by the way. I have a harder time reading, and with the tech resources and research and playing around that I do, I find workarounds. That's what I do. So this has kind of been my workaround. It's been how I've gotten through most of my school books and textbooks and stuff. I'll buy the book and then go find it in PDF. This isn't why you're watching the video. Let's check out this post. Alright.
The year 2013 has been a year of peaks and valleys as it pertains to MWO and PGI.
Is this even playing
Some
that?
of the peaks were the development and release of 12v12, which completely changed the feel of MWO
there we
and
go.
took the action to a completely new level. Other peaks were improvements to HSR,
Nope,
and
nope.
screen improvements. Our first tutorial
Please be patient as we calibrate.
Features such as heat scale and third-person camera when all combined. The year 2013 has been a year of peaks and valleys as it pertains to
Almost.
MWO and PGI as a whole.
Thank you for being in the way.
Peaks were the development and release of
Our
12v12,
computer's fun.
which
Okay.
changed the year 2013 has been a year of peaks and valleys as it pertains to MWO and PGI as a whole. Some of the peaks were the development and release of 12v12, which completely changed the feel of MWO and took the action to a completely
12v12
new
was
level.
awesome.
Other peaks were improvements to HSR, pre-game and end-of-round screen improvement, our first tutorial implementation, and even highly contested features such as heat scale and third-person camera when all combined showed a huge increases in player retention and conversion. We're talking entire magnitudes of improvement. Culminating, of course, in an absolutely awesome launch event in San Francisco in September.
This is my lovely little assistant. Was it NeoSpeech Julie? It's an amazing voice. A little spindy, but I absolutely recommend it. Back to what we're here for. 12v12 just upped the gameplay by, up the players by 50%, up the gameplay enjoyment by 200%, I'd say easily. Third-person camera. New people, they seem to like it, so they seem to use it. I can see why they use it. I introduced my wife to the game, actually, and the first time she played, there was no third-person view. Excuse me for that. Can't talk. And with there being no third-person view, she, of course, did the thing that everyone does, walks right up to a wall and stops, because she goes to turn and just moves the mouse, doesn't know how to use A and D, and at least in mechs where you can see the legs, and they're getting much better about that. They've been tweaking the camera angles. Third-person camera has helped new player adoption to not be a terrible experience. I started playing in closed beta. I didn't buy my way in. I'm sorry, I'm poor. But they brought me on as cannon fodder, and I was a terrible player. I of course did the first thing that any new player does is walk at a wall and try to try to not to walk at it, and then you walk at the wall anyway, and you stop, and you can't figure it out, but after months of playing, I finally got to be a good little commando pilot. I can't pilot the lights now worth jack squat, but hey, it was a great experience. I do approve of how they handled that. Competitive play doesn't want it, and competitive play is done in 12v12, so they kind of have a queue separated out. It's not how it doesn't look like their end plan for having the queue separated out, but looks like they've done a good job at appeasing most of the people for now. Let's go move on to the next chunk here. I'll try not to ramble like that for every single paragraph.
When discussing values, it really outlines the incredible challenge it is in gaming, and in particular with MechWarrior, to satisfy your core customers while also trying to build a game that can grow beyond that core audience to create new players. Some of those same features are undesired by the core audience, who see them as counter to what they want implemented into the game. Our biggest challenge there has been in explaining that many features and content are delivered by completely different members of the team than would work on, for instance, UI 2.0, and usually does not signify in any way a lack of focus or delay on major feature development. In today's 2018 summary, I plan to provide more insight into staffing at Piranha, their various skill sets, the features they focus on, along with a feature roadmap that players can expect in the first half of 2014. Commitment to the MechWarrior brand.
Now, what was that about? Yes, work is done in parallel. Now, I've had or from what I've learned about the business world, and especially in software development, there's what's called a critical path. Let's say you need to do thing B, C, D, and E, and F, but only a couple of the things need to be done before the other things, and you can work on some things at the same time before, and then go along with the rest of the stuff. The thing is, the different parts of the game seem to be all under parallel development at the same time. So with completely different teams of people. So making maps, making new maps, new mechs, making maps, mechs and maps. Say that 12 times fast. I dare you. Post it as a video response. Double dog dared. Making new mechs and maps doesn't slow them down from actually getting the UI 2.0 and community warfare done. On to community warfare and UI 2.0. Here's what he has to say.
There has been some circulating speculation on PGI's commitment to the MechWarrior brand and whether we really plan to create large features like community warfare, or if we're just getting as much money out as possible while we can. That's a tough thing to hear when you are as deep in love and committed as we have been to the game. We completely understand where the question comes from. Almost 100% from not seeing large features like UI 2.0 and CW live yet.
Alright. So this seems almost as though it's in direct response to a lot of posts I've seen on the Reddits, and kind of accusing them, people getting paranoid about their commitment to this, and if they're just gonna if something's gonna happen, and they're just gonna take off and say good luck with the program, and that's something that I'm glad to see addressed. It seems like they weren't addressing all this community outrage for a while, and it was a little bit concerning. Alright, on to the next part.
As to commitment to the brand, I have some news to share with the community that honestly we hadn't decided yet on how or when we were going to announce it, so let me share it with you here now. On November 8, 2013, PGI and Microsoft finalized negotiations on an extension to PGI's MechWarrior license. Whereas before our license ran out mid-2015, we are now insured rights until mid-2018, and also if certain criteria is met, we'll have until mid-2020 to continue to develop MechWarrior products, including MWO. Needless to say, this was something I had been working on for a very long time. Microsoft is very happy about how the MechWarrior brand is being reinvigorated with the new artwork and gameplay advances. This extended license still gives PGI many of the assurances we were looking for to justify continuing to spend large amounts of development funds on the game. We know we now have the runway to make the investment logical.
So, apparently it was a concern about having the intellectual property for amount of time, because it's apparently leased to them, and I can understand them not wanting to, develop or to dump in funds and time and resources to develop something that there's going to be cut off by what's the game, like the board game company that owns the IP. I don't know. But they're leasing it to Microsoft, and now Microsoft is like subleasing it to IGP, who is subleasing it to Piranha to actually develop the stinking games. Oh, legal world, the legal world. Watch that board game company be some subsidy of, or some subsidiary of GM or something, or GE. It's all owned by everything. There's like 10 companies that own everything anyway. Yes, that's right. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I blame Comstar. Moving on, where are we? Oh yes, so if they meet the criteria, they will have the rights to continue working on this game until 2020. That is like 6 years. And I am very excited for that, because it's going to be an awesome run, and who knows, by then they might continue to develop, can get a continued lease for developing it. Who knows? Maybe they'll even finish the cataphract geometry. Please? I'm sorry, the cataphract is one of my favorite mechs. It's near and dear to my heart. Alright, moving on, since we still have a bunch of text.
Feature delivery. I think everyone's mind logically shifts at this point to okay, what is the clear and honest update on the state of development and expected delivery of major features such as UI 2.0 and community warfare. First, let's discuss staffing and give you a little more insight into the effort going into MWO each and every month. This past year, Piranha has averaged mid-50s in employees, with 45 full-time developers that spend their entire day working on MWO content and features.
The average mid-50s, so I guess they have people coming and going. I guess they've still got that we're hiring thing up. I want to move to Canada. Canada. Well, I guess I'd have to, but I would love to work for PGI. I do tech support and also art and stuff, and one of these days I'm going to need to show you the map I built, if I can ever recover the corrupt file in the CryEngine SDK. That's completely unrelated. Moving on. Because there's some dang cool stuff in this post yet to come.
Development team.
Okay.
There is around 20 total staff working on content from maps to mechs, including hero, champion, as well as skins and cockpit items. Remember, all these staff do not contribute to features like CW and UI 2.0. They also do not drain away from those efforts. 7 staff under production, developer support, internal QA, marketing and community management. This leaves 18 staff, all engineers, to work on both live ops and feature development. And right there lies the key. If these 18 engineers could focus solely on feature development, things would move much faster, but these people have to also manage the live ops, so there is always a constant stream of work involved to keep the game running smoothly, roll out patches, update the patcher launcher, database management, and other MWO tools. So the end result is you are only getting a fluctuating amount of full-time effort from some portion of those 18 engineers to make the forward progress. With that extra exposure into the staffing actively working on MWO, let's now discuss our current rollout plans for features on MWO.
I do wish that there were so many more people working on it. It would be amazing if they took modules of it, stuff that they were behind on, just needed work, just needed competent code done, and just open sourced or open development to just bits and pieces of it, and say just put it up on GitHub, because a lot of the people that play this game are very, very competent nerds. I like to think of myself as a very competent nerd. I believe that there's a lot that a lot of ideas that the community has to offer. That if you just let us code them, you look over the code, you double, triple, quadruple check everything, all you want. We would be happy and more than thrilled to help push this game along. Yes, make the game better. Here, have help. Here, I can code for you. I'm sure that, and that's the entire reason that open source is so successful. Is even though if developers don't get paid, they want to see the project come to fruition. They want to see the project pushed forward, pushed ahead, do better. Yeah, it's McWarrior Line's never getting pushed up to GitHub, I know. Moving on.
The plan for patches every 2 weeks is not going to change, but I am not going to list off every patch below, only the estimated patch where we expect a major feature to be released. Final comment on staffing. People have noticed that we have been hiring lately and have speculated that perhaps we're replacing people that are leaving Piranha. This is not the case at all. In fact, we have not lost more than 1 to 2 staff to other opportunities in the past year, which represents an extremely low amount of turnover compared to industry standards. It's a very simple explanation that PGI is growing to accommodate more development capacity and nothing more. Roadmap.
That's crazy. I mean, do you know how many people leave a company in a year on average? I don't, but it's probably more than that. Roadmap of patches. This will be cool. So, let's have a look, shall we?
Roadmap. December 17th. This patch you're quite familiar with, but it's a pretty good one and the best in a while. New skirmish game mode, release of Saber Mechs, and the release of the Moon Map HPG manifold. I hope this will give players some interest during the holiday break. January 21st. Cockpit Glass. February 4th. UI 2.0 released. It will be a complete rework of the existing UI along with some new screens with the store and some others. A lot of feedback has been implemented to improve Mech Lab, and future releases will include a lot of user feedback integration. Overall, UI 2.0 on February 4th is an absolutely massive feature release, bigger than anything to date. I don't say that purely based on functionality that UI 2.0 will introduce to MWO. The reason it is considered in my mind the biggest feature release to date is because of the bottlenecks it removes. Everything relied on its release and back-end architecture to build off of.
Alright. Looking at it, this video is getting to 20 minutes long? I should probably cut it up into chunks. I might not. There's longer videos up. Let's just keep going. This upcoming patch, we pretty much all know what's coming here. The giant HPG manifold map, where it's like this moon base with a giant antenna on it. I still say that standard that normal style heat sinks should not work on this map. You're fighting in a vacuum. You can't radiate heat through the air, so you'd have to radiate heat directly through infrared, which should make your mech stand out on infrared like bright, intensely bright lights. Cockpit glass. I have no idea what that is. Want to be exciting though? Go on, scroll. My mouse. It's a Gearhead optical 2.4 gigahertz mouse. It's horrible. The scrolling on it. See that? What? Oh, come on. See how it like kind of back scrolls? That's not why you're here. I have to keep reminding myself of that. Where are we? Roadmap. There we go. 2.4. Did we already cover this? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I got distracted by my mouse. I'll just say yes. Feedback. Or let's say no. We'll listen to it. Yeah, we read that.
February 4th, Tier 1 weapon modules. Further explanation forthcoming in a command share post later this week. February 4th, Assault Mode refresh improvements, includes new base model to replace the resource collector for a forward operating base truck with the additions of turrets.
Oh?
Helps differentiate it from other modes like Conquest. March 4th, DX11, it has been complete essentially since the last public test, but we have waited to get the Christmas break and UI 2.0 behind us before releasing. Some further exploration into FPS concerns before release. It is possible upon release some will use DX11 where others will stick with DX9 for frame rate concerns while we continue to optimize it. March 18th, Achievement System.
I am very much excited for DirectX 11. That will be amazing. All of my video cards run DirectX 11. I've got a HP laptop, the DV6 6135DX. It has a crossfire with the APU. It's awesome, and it's about the only way that I could afford to get a laptop that would play MechWarrior Online. Zero weapons achievement system. That'll be fun, because honestly, I'd like to know how many face shots I've gotten with the Gauss rifles. There we go. The next lump of patches.
April 1st, 15th, launch module, in-depth description already in a command share post. June 17th, clan invasion. First off the list above again does not even come close to discussing all of the content and features that will be released between now and the clan injection June 17th, 2014, but
Yes.
I think it mentions all of the features that you really care about. Next you can see that February 4th has a significant amount of content, and you can begin to see how items were piling up behind UI 2.0 and will start to flood out at a much faster pace.
Alright. Clan invasion. The actual holy crap clan invasion. 1-to-1 timeline would have been cool. I can understand where they've only got like 50 people. It doesn't seem like a whole lot for all the stuff that they've got going. How I can understand how it got pushed back and again and again and again. It sucks for us as a community. It sucks for them as developers. It had to happen. I understand. Yes, it's frustrating. Now we should check this thing out.
Next we should discuss a refresher on what community warfare really means. It has evolved to mean a lot of things, but for most it boils down into being able to compete directly with other units for possession of territory. This roadmap just shared with you does incorporate a significant amount of community warfare functionality in systems like UI 2.0, achievements, and the launch module. This will allow players to have any size groups 2 to 12 which are completely balanced via weight tonnage limits, including clan max balanced via both weapon design and tonnage restrictions. Players will also have the lobby-like system and of course private matches, allowing the first major layer of community warfare in competitive play. For many merc units out there in MWO land, this is significant news that by the month of April they will be able to have competitive play with other merc units. We have prepared a new web tracker for community warfare here, www.momercs.com/. You can see the approximate completion level of each of the major features within. More features may be added over time as we discover additional content needs.
So, really cool stuff there. What was it? Yes. The eradication of the 2 groups of groups, 1 to 4 and 2 to 12. No, and sorry, 4-man group and 12-man group. Now it's just as many people as you want to fit into the group. That'll be your group size. That will be awesome. I'm definitely looking very, very forward to that. Ever been stuck in a group with 4 people, or ever been in a group with 4 people and see someone online that you wanted to join, but you can't because it's only 4 people? It's sad. Well, once you get that in, that'll be fixed. Check this out. At the end of the video, we don't have that far to go. Maybe we'll be quick. I'll keep my big trap shut. Maybe we'll see how exciting it is.
The only items really remaining from the community warfare pillar are 2 items, although pretty big ones. They are what we can call association, which is further connecting factions, and the idea of loyalty points and intersphere planetary conquest, which of course is competing over territory. I have not listed off dates for these systems because we don't have as precise of estimates quite yet. But we can, for the first time based on the January-April development schedule, provide a more accurate estimation than we have in the past. Below are some conservative estimates of the remaining community warfare features that I think we can probably read. Conservative estimates: Association, July-Og, Planetary Conquest, Set-Og. Confidence is very high that worst-case scenario is the completion of the entire community warfare feature set as we currently understand it by early to mid-fall. Confidence is very high that worst-case scenario is the completion of the entire community warfare feature set as we currently understand it by early to mid-fall.
Sorry about the repeat.
I imagine, of course, this is not all great news. Ideally, you want these features, all of them, much sooner. The difference is, this time they are based upon the UI 2.0 bottleneck, which was responsible for at least 80% of all schedule slips in 2013 being removed by February 4th. Of course, you may very well still be in a position where you don't believe the estimates or are unwilling to believe until some more of these dates are achieved and you have the features in your hands. That is completely fair, and as Irani, we are just going to be focused on delivering and earning your patronage back into MWO as soon as possible.
I'll admit, I did not expect to see this sort of... I will classify this as an apology. I did not expect to see an apology from them because, well, frankly, we haven't heard as much from them as we would have liked to. But I am very much impressed. It takes a lot to, admit when you've been... to admit one's shortcomings, and attempting to overcome them it takes a lot, and I very much appreciate their actually coming forward and saying, yeah, here's what's been holding us back, we're very sorry about that, and cluing us in, letting us know, giving us updates, letting us know these things. It's been hard. I've been a fan. I've wanted to see things work, and they just kind of haven't been. And getting this information has just been really nice for us people who don't want to see this go down the toilet. Those of us who have been playing since closed beta, who have not yet rage quit. Clan packages. This is a long one. Go on, scroll. I was mentioning the mouse earlier, right? See it? It's pain.
Clan packages. A few quick points on the clan packages in regards to content and pricing concerns people have been voicing. First, we need to remind everyone that MWO is committed to never being a P2W product, and this new clan program does not violate that commitment. Everyone, of course, will be able to purchase each of these mechs for in-game currency of C-Build, making them a free to all who have put in the playtime to earn the in-game currency. Love the Mad Cat and don't want to spend a single penny? No problem, you can of course do that in MWO. As to the exact timing of the C-Bill versions post-June 17th, I do not have those answer yet, although I am sure they are forthcoming soon. Next on the subject of the gold mechs, obviously they have caused a fair bit of a stir. These are for the hardcore collector who wants something that will live on forever as being extremely rare. It's purely a collector's item, and we are certainly not the first game to try something like this. If the idea seems ridiculous to you, essentially you can ignore them
Yes.
entirely. They will have no bearing on gameplay, other than be extremely cool. In the world of free-to-play, the people who spend more are picking up the tab for those who spend nothing. Their contribution should be appreciated by the other players, rather than invoke friendly fire as some people have suggested. They really should not offend you. The world is full of avid collectors. Everyone reading this knows somebody with a $20,000 collection of Magic the Gathering cards and single cards worth huge amounts.
Oh, if you're familiar with the Black Lotus from Magic the Gathering, that's the single card worth huge amounts. I think it's banned in most tournaments now, but still worth huge amounts. Yes, I've got a few decks tucked away, maybe, kind of, sort of, but they have a point. People will buy it. People call them whales, but you know it takes grease to keep the machine moving, and whales have lots of oil. So thank you, whales, for paying for me to play a free game. I'm still gonna laugh at anyone I see running the things, just to let you know, and I'll try not to friendly fire you unless you do something in game to deserve it. Oh goodness. I'm digging this music, I really am. Sorry if you're not getting a very good quality.
As to the general pricing of the clan packages, also we try pretty hard to make these packages of very similar value to both the Founders and Phoenix packages. In particular, I think the Phoenix packages were perceived to be of high value, and if we compare directly to them, the summary would look something like this. Let's assume the extra rewards like premium time equal each other out, although Brian Ekman mentioned that there are aspects of the rewards for clans that are not defined yet, like the group benefits that might boost the value of the clan packages further. However, if we assume the extra rewards are equivalent to the Phoenix packages, it really comes down to the max. In each case, you get the 2 free variants to go along with the prime variants, making an overload package $80 or $20 per prime variant. With the clan packages, you are paying what equates to $30 per prime variant. But remember, our pricing of MC and MWO has a relationship between MC and CB costs. Clan technology is significantly more expensive, and is reflected in the package pricing. I think though that less people are concerned about the per mech math and see the logic involved, but are more concerned about the lack of a la carte options or more ways to pick and choose the money you wish to spend. This is something that we're currently investigating. No promises at this point on what, if any, changes we will be making, but I can tell you we will be listening to all polite feedback for creative ideas for changes to the packet structure.
Polite feedback time, huh? Alright, where's that window, Windsor? Window. There it is. Ah! Starts to default. Good. I can understand and see why, but I don't like that there's just one linear path. I think that if you had a tree with branches, or say a grid, where, let's call each one of my knuckles a spot on the grid, where you could go here, then go to this path, then go to this path, then go to this path, and still end up with the 1, 2, 3, 4, light, medium, heavy assault, which is just like they have that there. But you could cherry pick and choose which ones you want. It's a clan mech salad bar. That is my polite feedback. I hope I'm being polite. Please is polite. Where was I? Nope. Yep. Yep, there it is. Let's have a look at this.
I hope this information helps everyone in one way or another. If I want you to take anything away from this email, it would be that if we reflect, we realize that a hell of a lot of good things also happened in 2013 for MWO, and MechWarrior is truly back and growing day by day. Also, Piranha is every bit as committed to MWO today as we were 2 years ago. Bright days are just ahead of us, and April is going to see a massive amount of content released, and you will really feel the momentum leading into summer and early fall for the completion of all known major MWO features. I hope we can have another party in the fall of 2014 and call it a relaunch, or perhaps the launch of MWO 2.0, and see you all there. Happy holidays. Russ Bullock, President, Piranha Games Incorporated.
Relaunch. I had a little joke that I told myself because none of my friends really want to play with me. That the launch was basically them going into open gamma. They had done alpha, they'd done closed and open beta, and then I call the current version open gamma. It's great, it's workable, but you could use help. There's still a wish list. Now every once in a while they'll do a wish list of stuff. They'll get a couple items on the wish list. Backspace, holding down backspace to get rid of the accidentally typing, holding down W. That was on my wish list. Thank you very much. It wasn't a game-changing thing. It was just something to get off my OCD. Alright. Now, back to here. MW Mercs The Plan. Check out this awesomeness. Go away. So, we have this whole page here. Community Warfare, 40%. Now, in Community Warfare, we have... Now, remember, I said they were going to launch Community Warfare in, like, three main phases, so I'm hoping that they can, launch it before it's 100%, that 40% figure can, it can still be launched before that 100%. So, we click on that, and we're presented with all this. So, we'll start with UI 2.0 components. We're at 89%. Mech Lab 80%, Pilot Lab 95%, Store 90%, Settings 90%, Social and Grouping 90%. Overall, that's fairly impressive. They're dang near done. Game modes and components. Skirmish, Attack and Defend. This one looks cool. Bases and Respawn. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, look at all this. Turrets. Dropship. I haven't gone this far into it before. Dropships, structures, we're gonna get dropships. Yes. Structures. Respawn? Oh. Oh. Respawn. I totally want respawn. They make for longer matches, but it'd be epic, amazing, and awesome matches. Have Tides of War instead of just, oh, we've stomped you, or we stomped you. It's, oh, you took me down, but just wait till I bring out my Big Mac. You can press back to go back. In those components, you're just there. Metagame components. Loyalty points. Loyalist life. Mercenary life. Loyalist unit life. Player level? That's exciting. Achievements. Mercenary unit life. Let's click on that one. 25%. Mercenary unit. What's that? That's right. They talked during the launch about how much ridiculous stuff you'll be able to do with mercenary units. Inner Sphere war components. Contracts. Front warfare. That one's exciting. Planetary warfare, economics. Planetary warfare, I swear, the cold maps are going to be the most contested. Inner Sphere map. Factions. Very, very cool. Launch components. Private matches, ready screen matchmaking. How's ready screen only voting? buy consumables. Oh, you can buy consumables at the ready screen. That'll be cool. Tonnage limits. That is exciting. Modules and components, 37%. Weapon module revamp, and mech efficiency revamp. Well, thank you so much for... I think that concludes it. Thank you so much for hanging in there for a whopping 40 minutes. Good grief. Masochist you? You must be getting really tired of this music. It's only, what, like... a minute and 53 seconds long. Thank you so much for watching. I do very much appreciate every one of your views. Subscribing is my mind is blown every time I get a subscriber. What? Why are they watching me? Okay, let's do something entertaining for them. It's been great, talking with people that chat and post with me. Like and subscribe if you could. Your thoughts on the direction that the game is taking would be very much appreciated. I'm excited to see what other people think of this, and I know what I think of it. I think it's awesome. I am totally up for this direction that they're taking the game, even if, well, when it's actually happening, it may not seem like the best direction at the time. I was spooked by some of those prices. But honestly, if you look at what these are, I don't have any of my Starter links open. Yes, I do. If you look at these, here's a Timberwolf. How many C-bills is it supposed to cost? 24 million. An Atlas DDC doesn't cost 24 million C-bills. These are expensive mechs because the equipment on them is expensive equipment. I'm sad to say this, they are keeping it true to lore. What I want to know, I have a question I want answered. If you buy the Uller, or Kit Fox, do you then get to buy early with C-bills the bigger fancy stuff? I would love to know that. Was it that way with the Project Phoenix package? I thought that you unlocked the rest of the variants to buy, but I don't know if that was all the way up the line. Post your comments, post your feedback, post your answers. I very much appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and have a great game. Take care.